10 obsolete computers that once led the tech revolution. Your smartphone has more computing power than the machines that sent astronauts to the moon. It would have sounded unreal for someone in the 1980s, but that is where we are today. And we owe much of this advancement to the once revolutionary computers that are now relics of the past. Without them, we wouldn't have the sleek and always connected devices we have now. In this video, we're taking a trip down memory lane to uncover 10 obsolete computers that were the titans of their time, and we'll explore how their innovations helped shape the modern world of technology. Stick around to see how your phone and laptop owe a lot to these trailblazers. Number 1. ENIAC, the literal giant that started it all. Let's start with the ENIAC. It was released in 1945 and was the first general-purpose electronic computer. It filled an entire room and required a small army to operate it. Born from the urgency of World War II, ENIAC was designed to calculate artillery firing tables, a task crucial for accelerating wartime calculations. ENIAC proved that machines could handle complex calculations at speeds impossible for humans, laying the groundwork for all future computing. Number 2. PDP-11, the mini-computer revolution. In 1970, we saw the release of the PDP-11 by Digital Equipment Corporation. It was smaller compared to older machines, but still looked like an entire cupboard. However, it was versatile enough to bring computing to smaller businesses and universities. The PDP-11 mattered because it introduced concepts like real-time processing and modular design, which are still influential in today's server technology. This machine became a popular platform for early operating systems, including Unix and RSX-11. It also played a significant role in the development of networking technologies, including the precursor to Ethernet. Number 3. TRS-80, Radio Shack's bold gamble. Nicknamed the Trash 80, the TRS-80 was one of the first mass-produced computers. Launched in 1977 by Tandy Corporation, it was a hit with schools and small businesses. It featured a Zilog Z80 microprocessor, 4 kilobytes of expandable RAM, a cassette tape drive for storage, and a simple, basic programming language. What made it more popular was its easy availability at Radio Shack electronics stores. Number 4. Commodore 64, the everyman's computer. Next up, we have the Commodore 64. This thing was not just a computer, it was a cultural phenomenon. Released in 1982, it boasted 64 kilobytes of memory, which was quite an impressive figure for the time. Its hardware included the MOS Technology 6510 microprocessor and the innovative SID sound chip, which made it popular among hobbyists, gamers, and budding programmers. The Commodore 64 dominated the gaming and educational sectors with its vibrant graphics and rich sound capabilities. It was also very affordable for its time and easy to use. It would not be an exaggeration to say that it set a standard for all the home computing industry we were about to see later in the 90s, and even gaming consoles. Number 5. IBM 5150, the birth of the PC. Any talk of the early computers wouldn't be complete without IBM. IBM had been the Goliath of the computing world for quite some time, and even today they have some of the most advanced tech, but they have left the mainstream consumer market. In 1981, IBM introduced the 5150, a computer that many credit with kickstarting the personal computing era. In fact, it was referred to by most people simply as the IBM PC. It was really the first personal computer available to mass consumers. Its modular design and open architecture made it a hit among businesses. It had an Intel 8088 processor, which was powerful but also cheap and easy enough to be implemented in smaller desktops. The architecture of the IBM 5150 changed computing by introducing a standardized design that inspired the development of hardware and software compatible with a wide range of systems. This approach allowed accessories and applications to be created once and used across various PCs. This laid the foundation for the ecosystem of devices and programs we rely on today. The concept of standardized computer was truly born with the IBM 5150. Number 6. Apple Macintosh 128K, the graphic pioneer. Apple was the next big company that broke the monopoly of IBM in the personal computing space. Released in 1984, the Macintosh 128K revolutionized computing with its graphical user interface, GUI, and mouse-driven controls. Hello was its first word to the world, quite literally. It boasted a sleek all-in-one design with a 9-inch black and white monitor and a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. Powered by the Motorola 68000 processor, it featured groundbreaking software like Mac Paint and Mac Write, which allowed users to interact with computers visually through icons, menus, and a mouse. It was a breeze at a time when most computers operated through text input, which we call the command line interface. This intuitive approach, pioneered by the Macintosh, made computing more accessible to the average person. This meant that personal computers were not just a tool for the enthusiasts, programmers, or technicians. In fact, they were there for the everyday person. Number 7. Altair 8800. The Altair 8800 was launched earlier in 1975. This came as a DIY kit that enthusiasts could assemble themselves. It featured an Intel 8080 processor and used switches and LEDs for input and output. The processor was similar to the one used later in the IBM PC, but less powerful obviously. While it would be seen as quite primitive by today's standards, it sparked immense excitement among hobbyists. The Altair proved there was a demand for personal computers and that the average customer was more than excited to jump into this space. It was no longer just for the business customer. Number 8. Osborne 1, the first portable computer. The Osborne has a special place among personal computers because it was the first one to be marketed as a portable computer. You could say that this was the precursor to the modern laptop. The Osborne 1 was released in 1981 and weighed a hefty 24 pounds. It was like carrying around a whole briefcase. It came bundled with a 5-inch monitor, 2 floppy disk drives, and a built-in modem for connectivity. This all-in-one approach made it easy to set up and use and eliminated the need for additional peripherals. Number 9. NeXT computer, the developer's dream. The NeXT computer came out in 1988. This computer has a particularly interesting story as it was Steve Jobs' passion project after leaving Apple. It's also famous for being the machine on which Tim Berners-Lee developed the World Wide Web. Yes, this high-end workstation was one of the earliest servers on what we call today the Internet. It was also marketed as the NeXT Cube because of its design. It was a sleek black cube that felt very modern. It also boasted some of the most powerful hardware for its time, including a Motorola 68030 CPU and a 68882 floating point unit, and 64 megabytes of RAM. But this machine was not a commercial success. Despite its innovative technology, the NeXT computer struggled to gain significant market share due to its high price and limited software availability. It was a signature of Steve Jobs' vision for the personal computer industry. That is why the NeXT's design philosophy lives on in today's Apple Macs. Plus, without it, we might not have the Internet as we know it today. Number 10. ZX Spectrum, the gaming trailblazer. Finally, we have the ZX Spectrum. This computer was launched in 1982 by Sinclair Research. It was very compact, affordable, and accessible, and this machine often became the first computer for millions of families, especially in Europe. With its Zilog Z80 processor, 16 kilobytes or 48 kilobytes of RAM, and rubber-keyed design, the ZX Spectrum stood out from its competitors by offering colorful graphics on a television screen. This was quite an exciting feature for its time. The Spectrum quickly became a hub for gaming innovation. Titles like Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy not only entertained users, but also pushed the boundaries of what home computers could achieve. Its affordability and simplicity opened the doors for a new generation of developers to experiment and create. Programming was also a key part of the experience. The built-in BASIC interpreter made coding accessible even to beginners, which ignited a passion for software development across an entire generation. Beyond gaming, the ZX Spectrum helped normalize the idea of having a computer in the home. It proved that technology could be personal, versatile, and fun. The Spectrum's legacy lives on today, influencing the way we view computers as platforms for creativity, education, and entertainment. Well, there you have it, 10 computers that were once the pinnacle of innovation, shaping the tech landscape we know today. Which of these computers surprised you the most? Did you ever have one of these in your home, or perhaps your parents did? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more fascinating history content. See you next time.